Don't try to add anything to your plate if you're just not mentally there, because people will hype it up and like, oh, let's hustle, and make it all glamorous and, oh, I'll sleep when I die. No, I want to sleep when I wake up. Like, exactly. I mean, not when I wake up, but I want to sleep while I'm alive. Like, I want to sleep while I'm alive. Like, I want to sleep now. Like, I don't want to wait until I die, because that don't even sound right. So you basically speeding up your death by not sleeping. Because you're trying to make some money that you can't take with you when you die. You can't take none of this with you when you die. The only thing that you leave is a legacy, but you can't take nothing with you. So I'm gonna need for you to go ahead and get some rest. Close them eyes.
Drink your 8 cups of water.
Right, let that body rejuvenate.
This is the Bullshit Academy. I am Veronica and
Jay.
And we are here to discuss all the bullshit that happens in life, news, and entertainment. This is our very first episode, so get excited like we are. Yay! Okay, but that's enough. But yeah, so how's your day going? I know we're in quarantine. What's good? What y'all been doing over there?
Nothing too much. Just living the quarantine life. I am a essential worker, so I have to go to work on tomorrow night. But other than that, just regular, trying to stay safe and healthy and, not die.
That got dark really fast. Like, wow. I'm like, oh, just made tea, have some crumpets, don't want to die. I feel you though. I am not an essential worker anymore. I'm at home. Being as what I've learned on Supermarket Sweep, I'm a domestic engineer right now. I was like, come on, all right, 80s terms.
Look at the verbiage. I am with that. Look,
yes.
I am striving to be a domestic engineer.
Oh,
like, I never thought that I would ever say that in my life, but I think that is where my life is going. I think that's where I want to be.
I thought that's where I wanted to be, and I can tell you, hell no.
Yeah.
No, I like it, but it's cooking 3 meals a day and entertaining babies. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Well, look, I didn't say that I wanted to be like grandma. I ain't say nothing about that. I said I want to be a domestic engineer. That I don't want to. I'm not trying to. I'm good.
Oh no, I'm not. No, I'm not grandma in any
3 meals a day. You're lucky if you get 2.
I make a cute little breakfast. I get you some sausage and toast. I may spice it up with some waffles or some pancakes. You get you a little lunch. It might be a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And dinner, I'll go all out for dinner, but all the other stuff, no.
Look, I feel like we got 2 able bodies in this house. Who you got arms, you got legs, and you able bodied. You need a slave. Let me not say that, because that's an old. I'm working on my terms, not to disrespect my ancestors. So you not about to have me sweating over this hot stove for nothing. Like, we need to take turns.
I'm gonna be honest though. I enjoy cooking because I'm the one with the seasoning. Okay.
Well, it's the same here, because my husband don't like to season his food either, and he'd be having us out here eating anything, and it'd be like, so you did you not taste this before?
Yeah, like.
But he's trying. I can give him credit for that. He is definitely trying. So I appreciate that.
Aw, look at you! Shout out to Jay's boo. So like, I don't mind the cooking and stuff. It's just I don't want it to be to where that is expected of me, because I have other stuff going on too. But
I said we got 2 able bodies.
Since quarantine, man, I have been enjoying cooking dinner, like
Have you?
especially baking. And I'm trying to bake some bread. I found this is gonna sound. Oh my gosh! I found this
But see,
brioche bread recipe, and I
oh,
want to do it, but it looks intimidating because they want too much. They want you to do too much. It takes 2 days to make, and I don't have 2 days.
ooh, that
Yeah,
sounds good though.
I know.
Because I enjoy baking, but I also used to work at Publix in the bakery, so I've always enjoyed baking. And actually, I made bourbon brown butter brown butter bourbon Rice Krispie treats with like a hint of vanilla and a little sea salt to top it off.
Yeah.
Elevated. Like, it was so good. I have not had elevated Rice Krispies like that, and I did that thing. Now, I will say I kind of slaughtered up a little bit because um I didn't put enough marshmallows because I had the jumbo marshmallows, and when it calls for thing with jumbo marshmallows is typically they're talking about the minis, but I used what I had because I wasn't about to go to the store. Um, and so it wasn't as sticky as I liked.
Yeah.
I like them to like be like gooey, so it wasn't as sticky as I wanted. So the next time I'm gonna just add extra marshmallows and see how that go. But the flavor on point.
I tried to make those with my daughter, and they got everywhere. So we made ours too sticky, but that's how she wanted it. But I don't want it all over my walls, my cabinets.
Yeah. How did she get it? How did she do that?
Girl, I don't know. Do we ever know how kids do things? I don't know. Nah, I've been baking a cake every week.
Uh-huh.
And I've been making different frostings. Like, I'm starting to be the goat in this thing. It was so good. I almost hyped myself up to start selling cupcakes in my yard.
Wow.
I was like, you know what? These are good. I need to share this with somebody. I need somebody to pay $1.75 for this itty bitty cupcake that I made because
it was a mini.
Yeah, not like those. It's not like those. The ones with that mound of frosting. Gigi's cupcakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I ain't got time for that. No, but I was like, yeah, I've seen some places they sell those little small cupcakes for $1.75. I've seen them where they charge $3 for them, and I'm like, you know what? This might be something.
You tried it.
Hey, this is the time now. We're in a pandemic. This is the time now to try something new. Try to get some extra coin. I'm not saying that you have to do because I hate those people. You see those memes, there's no excuse of why you can't make extra income. Shut up. I'm saying you could if you want to,
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I saw this quote that said, like a little summary was basically you don't have to if all you can do today is survive, then that's it.
Amen.
Don't try to add anything to your plate if you're just not mentally there, because people will hype it up and like, oh, let's hustle and make it all glamorous and oh, I'll sleep when I die. No, I want to sleep when I wake up. Like, exactly. I mean, not when I wake up, but I want to sleep while I'm alive. Like, I want to sleep while I'm alive. Like, I want to sleep now. Like, I don't want to wait until I die because that don't even sound right. So you basically speeding up your death by not sleeping because you're trying to make some money that you can't take with you when you die. You can't take none of this with you when you die. The only thing that you leave is a legacy, but you can't take nothing with you. So I'm gonna need for you to go ahead and get some rest, close them eyes,
drink your 8 cups of water.
Right, let their body rejuvenate and to recharge, because you wouldn't say that about your phone. You would not say that about your phone. You would not say, oh, well, I'll just run it until it die. Like, people be like, oh my God, it's on 1%. Let me put it on the charger. but yeah, you treat your body like like it's not the reason why you're here. Like, well, let me not say that God is the reason why you're here, but let's
You're not taking care of your temple the way that God has intended.
Exactly. The body is the vessel. So
I like how we're called the Bullshit Academy and we're talking about God. But you know what? God is in all spaces and all places. You know what I'm saying?
Duality. You have both. Duality. You have both.
There we go.
Don't let these people hype you up and act like you can't be yourself. You can be yourself. You just, duality.
Right. And on that note, duality.
Bruh.
The governor of Georgia, what the F? This man is suing Keisha Lance Bottoms in Atlanta, the mayor, because she has a mandate to wear a face mask. But he's suing her so that they don't have to enforce wearing face masks. But he is urging people to wear a face mask. So what is going on? Like, who are you trying to appeal? Are you trying to get votes? Or are you trying to make it look like you want to save everybody, but you really want to kill people? What kind of duality is that?
It sounds real hypocritical to me.
Like, I don't understand. Why are you doing a lawsuit? Do you just not like Keisha? Do you not like that a black woman is getting in on that ass?
I don't know. Like, I don't know a whole lot about Atlanta and, all the things that's going on down there. So I don't know. Because it wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem up until this point. But again, I don't live in Georgia, or Atlanta, let me correct. So I don't really know what they've been facing up until now, but I don't know. It kind of feels a little, he's trying to ride the fence. Yeah. So he can appease everybody on all the sides without, let's sue her because she's trying to make us wear face coverings. But I'm going to strongly suggest that you wear face coverings. It's like, you sound a little crazy.
Yeah, you need to be a leader, take charge, tell people to wear their mask, and quit trying to appeal to these people. Like, look, you can get a fine or wear the mask. I mean, I posted something today. A face mask is easier to breathe through than a ventilator. Like,
yeah.
Why are you risking everybody else? That's that selfish mentality that America has. Like,
yeah, actually, and let me correct myself because I'm telling you, I'm working on my verbiage. I'm working on all my verbiage because, actually I posted something just today on Instagram that being aware of yourself is a blessing to you. What is it? No, it's what did I say? Hold on, now I gotta go look it up because it was profound at 8:00 in the morning, and I was so proud of myself. Oh, to be aware of yourself is a great teacher to you and a blessing to others. JB. Because if you're aware of yourself, that just makes it so much easier for others. But anyway, I'll said all that to say that I use the word crazy, which let's not we're taking that I'm taking that word out of my vocabulary. They just he sounds uninformed.
Okay, Jay.
Uninformed. And he sounds like he's wanting to be a people pleaser. Let's pull out these mental health terms. People pleasing. That's what he sounds like. So,
but he's coming off as an asshole who
doesn't
like to take orders from a black woman. That's what it's coming off as.
That too. Look. We can correct ourselves. Look, duality. That's what that is.
Like, do you have an issue with anybody else wanting them to wear a face mask? I mean, she wants people to wear it because she says COVID is real. She has it. So it's like, I don't want anybody else in Atlanta to get it, and I want us to be safe. But you're trying I just want to know who in Atlanta he's trying to appease to. I mean,
I mean, Georgia, but you have to think of where it is though, and he's the governor. He is the governor of um Georgia, right?
Yeah.
And she is just the mayor of Atlanta, right?
Right.
So, I mean, historically, you kind of have to remember where you are. Like Georgia is a very racist state, so you have to remember where you are. So
That's true.
he could be, not. I'm not trying to throw anything out there, but he could be trying to appease people that are not so happy with her without, I don't know, without calling a spade, I guess. Like he's trying to, he's trying to ride the fence. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, and he's trying to show who's in control. I think it's dumb. I mean, even our governor, he's not enforcing face masks, but he suggests that you wear them. But yeah. I know my county is enforcing it. I don't know if your county is, but
I think so. I really think so, because if I'm not mistaken, I think they said, I saw somewhere where they said they was going to start citing if you were out in public without it.
See, and that's what people need to do. And I think all of these governors need to get some balls and be like, look, put on a face mask, suck it up for 2 weeks, and we can get rid of this thing. I'm amazed at how many people want to send their kids out to basically to slaughter with this coronavirus. Like, you're endangering people and you're endangering essential workers. Again, feeling entitled because you don't want to wear a mask and help in this, but you think you have a right to send your kids off to school where they can get each other sick, and not only each other, but the staff there. A lot of them who don't want to go back. I've seen, like, I know in Missouri, 80% of the teachers said that they will quit or retire before they come back. Like, you're not going to force them to teach in a classroom. Like, this is just crazy. Corona is crazy. And I see all these other places are doing better. Even Dr. Fauci said New York is the standard on how we should have handled it. They shut stuff down.
Yeah. And now, I think this was maybe Thursday that Florida surpassed what the highest point that New York was at. So whatever
just
number that New York was at, Florida has matched that, and now they are, exceeding that. So
yeah, like, I'm glad that we're not high, but it's still an alarming rate. Like, I know Illinois it's doing much better now because they're enforcing stuff. New York is doing good. Basically, all the governors that stuck it to the president when it was at the height, they're all doing better. But all the other ones trying to appease this man, they're just like, we got a few people dying. We don't want a few people dying. We don't want 2% of our state dying. We want everybody to be safe. But
right, because if you look at like statistics and percent, it's just 2%. Like, what was it? DeVos said something about it's a possibility that 1% of 1% of children that return to school, they could get sick and possibly, die from going to school. I mean, 1%. If you look at at the sound of it, it sounds like it's just 1%, whatever. It's not no big deal. But when you actually look at it, like,
it's like hundreds of thousands of kids.
Exactly, and it's like, so you just cool with all these kids just dying like that? Like, what?
Like, you gonna send your kids? You gonna send your kids there? And all these people talking about this. Are you sending your kids to these schools?
And
are you homeschooling them? Are you
question? That's the key question right there. You have voted something in while you also have children, but then you would not send your children to the same school or to whatever school that they went to because it's unsafe. But
all I know is as for me and my house,
people going out. Okay.
As for me and my house, we shall homeschool. Like, ain't no taking chances. My daughter's school, they sent the email out. Matter of fact, they wanted the stuff back today. Are you doing virtual? Or are you doing traditional? Neither. We already got it set up. We good. Because y'all took too long. Like, I don't know. Like, you shouldn't have to think, is this safe enough? Do we need to send these kids back? No, you don't. Like, you see the news. You see this stuff is skyrocketing in these areas. No. And now I know I see a lot of people, they're like, I'm not wearing a mask. I don't understand. We need to do this herd immunity, get everybody sick with it, and then we'll be done. Okay. In the words of Phaedra, so you're a doctor now, you know all the answers, you're a doctor. No, you're not. Like, why am I taking that advice from somebody who hasn't been to school? Just because you watch sci-fi doesn't mean anything. Hell, Sharknado comes on sci-fi. That doesn't mean it's cool. No. Girl, they got like Sharknado 5. And yeah, it's real.
Sharknado.
Like, you watch Dr. Oz and you got all the scoop. He ain't right all the time. Like the people that argue with you like, and what's your degree in? Oh, okay. All right. Now, if you're a medical doctor, a nurse, a biomedical engineer, like, you might get some credit. But if you work at, I don't know, McDonald's and not studying anything in school, like, don't do that. like it's your opinion. It's not scientific.
Not fact.
Yeah. Like, don't spread false information. And then that drives me crazy too. People go and post these memes on social media. They don't do their research. They just see it. Hell, I could put a picture of Barack Obama and say, Barack says, don't wear your mask. These are not vital to survival. And I'll be like, see, Barack said it. I ain't got to do it. And be like,
right, not realizing that people created those memes.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't know what's coming. Like, our society, not everybody, but it's like a lot of people don't like to read or find information for themselves. Like, you can tell when you look on social media. Like, one of my biggest pet peeves is people posting articles about missing children.
Mm-hmm.
And that affects me because I have little nieces, nephews. I have my own kids, and I'm like, you don't want to see anybody's child missing. But then you click on it, it's from a year ago, and the child has already been found. Like, don't give me anxiety like this.
Yeah.
And the kid's been found. Like,
well,
why do you just share stuff and not click it?
Yeah, but that's part of the, because I like, let's go back to what we were talking about earlier about awareness.
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize how much anxiety that I carry.
Mm-hmm.
I just was like, oh, it's like, I'm not anxious. I don't have anxiety. I'm good. I don't know what these people is talking about. But then here I get, like, as I've talked with my therapist and talk with, like, myself more and trying to learn who I am, I've noticed that I am very anxious, and I carry it in my body. And so I'll be wondering, like, dang, why this hurt? Why this hurt? Why this hurt? And be like, because you anxious AF and you didn't know it.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, shout out to you for going to therapy, because it's okay for Black people to go to therapy. And also, you're the second person that has told me that affects their body. Like, I just talked to one of my friends last week, and she told me she can't eat gluten anymore because she's been so anxious that it messes up her body. Like, her body can't process it. And I'm like, what?
Well, gluten, I don't know because of course, let me put out my claims. I'm no doctor. I don't know. I'm just going off what I found looking things up. was that gluten was not actually included in like flour and all like breads and stuff. It wasn't included in the like in the ingredients until like later on. So the breads and stuff that they were eating, like my great grandma, she's 101. So the breads and stuff that she grew up eating, like homemade breads and using flours and all the other stuff, that formula is not the same formula that we use now. And so it kind of does make sense why people have more allergies and stuff now, because they're using additives and also synthetic things to replace things that we don't get, because they eliminated like having animals and farming together. They don't do them together, because the animal provided nutrients in their poop, which, I mean, it sounds kind of gross, but it's fertilizer. So their poop fertilizes the plants and vegetables and stuff that we eat. But if they separate it, we don't get all the same nutrients and beneficial things, because of course God made up all the ailments and all the things that we need. They are provided to us, but capitalism and society says no. Fuck that shit. We gonna separate it, so we're not getting the nutrients and stuff that we actually need, or that we were getting so many years ago.
You know what's crazy?
It kind of makes sense why people are kind of sick and not well as they were back then. It's like, oh, well, just stop eating meat. It's like, okay, that's cool. I agree, because I was vegetarian and pescatarian, all the tarians. But you also have to do supplements too now, because we don't get we don't get the full, like, what's the word I'm looking for? The full
balance of nutrients.
Yeah, that we don't get the full experience of what our fruits and vegetables and stuff could give us, because we don't have that connection anymore.
And it's crazy that you say that. Like, my husband is from a small town, and I guess his grandparents had like a mini farm, but he never got sick until like he moved up here, like maybe like a year or two after we got married, because I thought he was kidding. Like, he was like, we got fresh stuff. Man, his uncle got us some fresh pork. When I tell you, that tastes so much different. I was like,
ooh, yes.
I was like, dang, I'm gonna have to start a garden and stuff. Girl, I almost convinced myself to get some chickens, and I can't even handle the little garden I got. I said, you know what? I don't like going outside for this, so we're gonna have to put a pause on that.
Yeah.
Like, no. I thought I could be like Khalees and live my little country life. No.
And see, I love the country, because I am a born and raised country girl. But I can't do chickens. I can't do that. And my house, it doesn't provide me with because see, I want it all. Like, I want to have a big house and a big land, and large land. And like, I want it all. Like, I want it to be like being at my great grandma's house, pull up and you got the house in the middle, and you got the little garden on the side with the little fence around it. You got all this excess just grass in the back. Cause I'm a country girl. I like cutting grass. I like being outside. So
yeah,
I want to have all that. So my little house that I have now, I mean, it's a cute little house, but my yard is not nearly as big as I would like it to be.
See, now I've been going on YouTube and everything, and I've been trying to like up my garden. I think you could do it in your yard. Like, our yard is big, but it's not big because we have like a cute little corner lot. So our little backyard is actually this little small space. I wanted to start planting stuff out in the front, but then, I don't want my neighbors to be like, hey, free food, snatch it up. Like, I don't mind sharing, but I'm also that kind of person, like, if I put in, I would like you to put in something too. Hell, drop $5 and grab you some fruit. I don't care. But
well, I mean, you could just set up a boundary. Just set up that be your boundary. Like, put up a gate and put a little lock on it. And if somebody wanted to get something out of it, you put a little sign. hey, if you would like to have something out of my garden, we can barter. That could be a boundary, or give me some coins and you can have some, one or the other.
Again,
Like a boundary.
our country is filled with entitlement, so I can
Yes.
I can already see it
Yeah.
being a bad idea. So I was just like, you know what, F it. But
they can't come. But they can't come on your yard.
girl, somebody came in our yard and stole our gas tank with some gas in it. Like, I've never seen my husband so heartbroken. He was like, they took my gas.
Took his gas can. Aww.
I was like, no. Like, when we first moved in here, I'm like, who the hell comes and steals a gas tank? Like, ask.
Probably because they needed it, and probably because they had no intention of taking it back because they probably needed it.
It's just like,
that sounds like a thief. That doesn't sound like, oh, I needed to borrow. That sounds like I had no intentions of returning, so let me just sneak on and steal it right quick.
Yeah, so let me rewind it back. So I wanted to do my garden, but because of that situation, I've seen that people have no boundaries and they think they're entitled. So I was like, no, that's not an option. However, I've been trying to figure out how to make my little backyard pop without keeping all the little critters that come with having a garden. So apparently there's this guy in Australia and his garden, he has a whole bunch of land, but his garden looks so cute. He has little galvanized
oh yeah,
things.
The planters.
Yeah, and he has them stacked up and he made a little pathway. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I can do. So next year, because we have little wooden boxes and they've been attracting carpenter ants and they've been destroying my boxes, I'm getting the little galvanized boxes and I'm going to plant those around. And then there's this cute couple on YouTube. Girl, I didn't even know how old they were. They are, they're actually grandparents. They got a whole bunch of grandkids, but they look like they're our age. But anyway, they had this cute little tire situation. It looks like a little pathway, but they planted watermelon and pumpkins in there to separate them. And I'm like, oh, so I can make my garden look aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
While also getting my bang for my buck. So I'm gonna try that next year. But
yeah, because now that is something I would like to do because I love watermelon and I'm always in search of a seeded watermelon because one, I like the nostalgia. I grew up eating seeded watermelon with salt.
Oh, girl, yes.
In true country fashion.
I love some salt on some watermelon.
Yeah, and so I like to find seeded watermelon solely for the nostalgia because I love my grandparents and every time I eat it, that's where I was when I ate it. And so it just brings me back like good memories from, being with them. I mean, even though I can still call them right now on FaceTime. But still, it brings up those nostalgic memories. So I'm always in search of a seeded watermelon. So that's really what I want it for. I want to have my own watermelon so I can go outside and be like, hey, you ready or not? Like, are we ready or what?
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Like the best place to go get, if you don't want to start your own seeds, the best place to go is co-op. Like,
what kind of Tractor Supply or just a co-op?
Just a co-op. Like, we went in there. Yeah, girl. Like, you get like a little 6-pack of plants for $1.50. I was like, okay, I can do this. So I have a mixture of plants that I grew. I recorded some with my daughter, shameless plug, on her YouTube channel. Like we made little seedlings and then we planted them and they're growing. I got some squash and some cantaloupe going out there. And then the rest of the stuff I bought and they're growing. Girl, I just got a bell pepper. I don't know how to act. I got some tomatoes. I'm ready for them to turn red. I just want my melon and cantaloupe to grow. I wish I had did watermelon this year, but I tried last year and they didn't get so big and I thought I was doing them wrong. They were like the size of a $50, all the ones that were growing on the vine. So it was a no. I'll try again next year.
I would definitely like to garden.
Yeah.
But Well, no, it was something I saw on TikTok because I'm an old lady out here perusing on the TikToks.
Like how does that work? Like getting on TikTok without an
Oh,
account? Because they said if you get an account,
you literally just get on there. Like you download the app and you literally just get on there. Like I've
so
not ever set up an account. I don't have anything. Now the only thing you can't do, you can't comment, you can't like, you can't do anything other than solely watch the video. Well, I take it back. You can send it to people, so I can send TikToks to people, but I can't like, comment, or anything like that.
like, is it gonna get your information even just downloading it? That's the only reason
You
I
know
didn't
what?
get it. They were like, they get
But
all your personal information, but my husband was
but
like,
you know
shoot,
what?
Google does that.
Exactly. That's what I meant to say. Google, Facebook, specifically Facebook. Facebook takes more information than TikTok would.
Yeah, that's
They
why I was
take
like,
more of your information and use it against you than TikTok would. So so it's like, okay. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just try it. But I'm too chicken to actually make an account, so I probably won't ever make an account. But while I was perusing on the TikToks, I saw some this person. He was like, your hobbies, four hobbies that show your personality.
mm-hmm.
And so, the other ones I was like, okay, that's cool, that's cute, whatever. But the last one was, if you if you have a hobby of plants, which I do because I have a lot of plants, house plants. It said that you probably suffer from suppressed aggression, and I was like, wow, are you trying to call me out? Are you trying to call me out? Like, what is this? I didn't know that I just didn't know. I didn't know we was coming for each other like this. So,
like suppressed aggression, like you holding it in, or like,
yes.
or like on some Tory Lanez shit, like.
No, like, I mean, I guess suppressed aggression of whatever kind. And I was like, okay. I didn't know you was coming for my neck.
Oh Lord. Speaking of Tory Lanez, aka what did we call him? Lil Bang Bang.
Yeah, Lil Bang Bang.
It looks like he is the one that shot our beloved Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh.
And I'm like, no. Like, what happened? Like, how did y'all go from having fun at Kylie's house to shooting up people's feet and having helicopters come out and all this other stuff? Like,
wow.
Yeah. I'm just like, Megan gotta watch out who she hangs out with. Like, Megan is new to the industry, and I think she trusts too many people.
Yeah.
And I mean, I understand, because I too used to trust everybody and think everybody was good. And well, let me rephrase that. I thought most people were good. Like, when I was in school and college, I'm like, okay, we're in college together. You seem nice. You know this person that I know. I guess you're okay. But now my spidey senses come out, and I'm like, what's that mean? I don't trust you. Like, we need distance. And I keep seeing, like, she keeps kind of getting in these situations, and I want what's best for Megan. Like,
yeah, I like Meg. I don't know. She just, first of all, I'm still pressed at the fact that he shot her. Like, I'm still pressed at that, because that is a huge issue that I have that I may or may not go into because I know I can go on tangents sometimes. So I'm going to try to keep it light. But I just have a problem with the fact that whatever happened and he shot her. Like, what would have ever happened where you felt the need to pull out a gun on a woman.
Yeah, and he's Canadian.
Like,
happy people. Like, hey, what's up with that?
That don't mean nothing. But yeah, like I'm still stuck on that part. Like, why? What happened? Like, what transpired to where you felt that you needed to pull out a gun and then shoot her? And again, I don't really keep up with celebrity information or celebrity news or whatever. But when I heard that, I was like,
yeah, it's like it doesn't make sense. Like,
yeah, what? Like, why would you have shot her? And then too, like, it also raises a question, like, did he actually shoot her on purpose? Because you know how the news, they be lying, like, oh, or whatever, people be lying because they don't have enough information. It's like, oh, he shot her. Well, was it on accident though?
Yeah, because when I first heard it, I thought it was an accident too.
Yeah, it's like, if it's no accident, I can accept that. But if it wasn't no accident, I can't accept that. And I don't know what would ever made you do that.
And then when I saw her tweet, it was like, this might have been intentional. Yeah. She was like, I was a victim.
And then it was a crime. She said, I was a victim of a crime. So it's like, so what crime was going on? Like, was he intentionally trying to shoot you? And then if he was intentionally trying to shoot you, like, why? What happened?
Right. So, all right. I'm not making light of her situation. But when I saw it on Love B. Scott, I love me some Love B. Scott. At the end of the article, when it first dropped, it was just a random tidbit. They were like, per his rep, they were like, Tory Lanez is 5'3". I was like, what does this have to do with And I was like, does he have a little man complex? Did she say something to piss him off? And he was like, little bang bang in the building and started like, what happened?
Which, you know what, I mean, that could be a thing, even though that's not acceptable. That could still be a thing because in Meg, like 5'9", I think she's 5'9". She's tall.
She a stallion, like us.
She's tall, honey, because I'm 5'9", and so I know what it's like to always be the tall girl. Now, I'm not the tallest, but I am pretty tall for, average. So it's like, I can understand, a man maybe feeling some type of way, but if you felt that insecure about your height, then it sounds like you didn't need to be around Meg.
No, and if he took shoot your shot literally,
no, we not.
He needs to talk to somebody to say, what makes me think, again, entitlement, that I am entitled to shoot her because I can't have my way.
Yeah, because that's the whole issue.
Was she trying to beat you upside your head and you were trying to defend yourself? It doesn't sound like it.
But even in that case, it still wasn't a need to pull out a gun. That's just a battle of hands. Like, whether you got the hands or you don't, because there's some little people out here that will hand you your ass. Mm-hmm. So it's like, that's just a battle of hands. Like, this still wasn't a need to pull out a gun, especially on a woman. Like, why would you? Like, if she was whooping your ass, then it sounds like you either need to fight back or you need to
pull the car over and say, get out my car. Like,
yeah, like, or get out the situation or pull over or whatever, you do whatever you got to do to excuse yourself from the situation. But it should never, ever come to the point where you just whip out a gun and shoot somebody. Like, that's like last resort.
It's like 2020. It's like you want to say it's 2020. We should be over these things. But we hear about domestic violence all the time. And it's like, what makes you think that it's okay to put your hands on people? What happened to Jonah people? What happened to Flaming people? What happened to, like, as my friend said, talk about you to an inch of your life. And then after I've calmed you down, we can talk about what you did wrong and how we can fix the situation. How come we can't do those things? Yeah. How come people can't take that? Like, words make you so violent. What you say? No, little man, I don't want you.
Yeah, but then that's also some mental health things that people need to get checked on. Like, you can't, just because somebody, and I hate to say that sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. Words hurt. They do hurt. However, you should never let words hurt you to the point where you about to go kill somebody.
Yeah, do
because
harm to
they do,
anybody.
because words do hurt. They do. And depending on what kind of words were used, especially with the context and the tone and all the things that go on with that self-esteem level, like there's levels to all of that. But you should get to the point where, like my favorite therapist, Michelle Chalfant, you have to get to the point where you move out of your adolescent chair and move into your adult chair, because that's where all the healing is. That's where all the adult functions are. Like, you need to mature in your emotions into your adult chair so that you can actually, live a fulfilled life. Because that adolescent ain't gonna get you nowhere but get hurt
Yeah.
feelings and get other people hurt.
Well, I hope that he learned from this. I know Megan has. She said she learned about the company she keeps. I wish I wish this never happened to her. I don't want to victim blame her. I just wish she just stayed to herself, because she got an incident, was it last year, with G-Eazy. He was all up on her. And it looked really rapey. Like, I don't know if you saw the video. He was all up on her. I think she was a little faded, and it damn near looked like he was trying to take advantage of her. I don't think he was. I don't know. Allegedly, I don't know, but it wasn't a good look, and I wish she had to learn from that one. Hey, I don't need to be around everybody because everybody doesn't have my best intentions. Because she didn't post the video, he did,
Yeah.
and it's like, if celebs do it, some of these trifling dudes out here doing that stuff too. Shoot, you know how it was in college.
Mm-hmm.
You tell a dude, no, I don't like you like that. You walk around on campus and you hear the guy going, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, what's good? And then you don't respond. What do they like to say? You then, you ugly.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. Words hurt. They do hurt. But you need to get secure in who you are, and you need to get that self-esteem on lock, so
Right?
that when somebody do come at you sideways out of left field, you can be like, oh, but you thought.
Yeah.
But you do have to, in the moment, because I know I've had a lot of instances where I had to basically like play nice and say, oh, ha ha ha, no, I'm good, or ha ha, I have a boyfriend, even if I was single, or, trying to, because at the same time, even though I say all those words that, before, at the same time, it's very real out here that, sometimes men have, or let me rephrase, sometimes some men have rejection issues, and they become very violent when they are rejected.
I
And
feel
so,
like you read my mind, because I was gonna bring that
yeah,
up. Like, you have to learn to tiptoe. Like, even in
yeah,
school,
and
you
it's
had to
not
learn
and it's
how.
not fair to us. It's like, why can't I just say I'm not interested? And it could just be simple as that. Oh, thank you. Thanks for noticing, but I'm not interested. Period. Like, it doesn't have to be because I have a boyfriend, because I'm working on myself, because of whatever. It could just be, I'm not interested. Period. But we haven't made it to there quite yet. I would love to see that. I would love to see that in the world, but we just haven't made it there yet. And I
Yeah.
understand. I definitely understand.
Yeah, like when I was in college, my mom and my grandma gave me this little ring. It wasn't a purity ring. They just gave me some old ring, and like you said, you have to be careful. So I would wear it if I was going out with friends, or even if I took the Greyhound home during like fall break and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't know who's there. I'd have to be like, sorry, and I just waved the ring. I literally put on my finger on purpose and
But
be
you know
like,
what? That brings up the like a quote that I saw. Well, I don't know if it was a quote. It may be a statement or whatever. Where it said, I don't know where I saw that, but it was basically saying something along the lines of, when women have to do that, like to flash a ring or wear a ring, even if they're single, whatever, or say I have a boyfriend or, you know, something, is basically saying that that other man respects a man that's not physically present. You respect that man more than you do that woman in her words.
That is unfortunate.
That was very profound to me when I read it, because I was like, oh damn, I never thought of it like that. But that's exactly right, because if I stated, oh, I have a boyfriend, oh, okay, my bad,
my bad, shawty, my bad, shawty, my bad.
Or the new people, the new thing on the block, oh, well, you can't have friends. No, I can't. Friends. Because if I have friends, then that means that you, like, how does that work? Because it sounds like you was trying to be more than friends. So how am I gonna be friends with you? You get what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna be friends? Now unless you're trying to be my friend and where you trying to give me some coins, then I'm with it. Like, you can
like, hey, my man might be with it too. Hey, we short on rent this month.
Right. You can provide me and my man with some food or some rent money or some car money or some gas money. Like, look, you can I'm with it. But if you're not trying to be that kind of friend, then we can't be friends, because that's not the type of friend that you was looking for when you initially approached me. So, but
what kind of friendship he wants is an entanglement.
Yes, and it's like, I'm not with that. I'm not trying to have no entanglement. They're like, it's too much work. It's too much work. It's too much work.
Man, speaking of our favorite word, entanglement, August Alsina dropped a single called Entanglement in light of his side pieces. Well, I guess he was a side piece. And in light of Jada and Will's Red Table Talk. And that was the word that she used. And I don't know how to feel about it. I'm not going to listen to the song because there was no need to talk about y'all entanglement. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I mean, it sounded, I don't know. I saw, again, perusing on the TikTok. I saw somebody that put it on there, and like a little screen grab or whatever. Excuse me. And they played like a little snippet of it, and they was like, oh, this might be a little bop. And so I only got to listen to a little bit of it, but I found it on Tidal, so I may listen to it later.
Man, like I'm just so confused on why he even aired out his dirty laundry, him and Jada's thing. Like, who was really asking in 2020, hey, August used to mess with Jada? Like, no. That wasn't on anybody's mind. And then you find out that he broke up with her. And it's like, why are you doing this? Like, you trying to get her back? Like, you broke up with her. She didn't come back. So now you telling her business. So I guess you think Will's going to leave her and she's going to run back to you. I mean, even if her and Will broke up right now, her alimony and stuff will keep her okay. It ain't going to have her running to August. Like, what was the purpose?
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, because these I don't know, these people. I don't keep up with these people. And they can have it. They can have it, because it's just like, I don't know. It just seems like they just a whole bunch of bored people. They got a whole lot of money to do, whatever they want. So I don't keep up with them.
I think maybe one group had a whole bunch of money and the other one didn't, which is why he's telling all their business. He said he ain't got nothing to lose, so.
Yeah. Because I can agree with that, or I can see that a point of view, if you will.
Man, I'm just like, wow. Married people, single people everywhere, just shaking in their boots, like, ooh. You got to be careful if you want to be in an entanglement or not.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What, isn't there a code? If you know somebody is married, like, you know for a fact that they're married, you keep that to yourself. You're the one that took that little trip, like, hey, okay, I know they're married. I know they're not leaving this person. Even if they say they're going to leave that person, they're not. Like, you put yourself at risk. That's men and women. All those people. I thought he was going to divorce his wife. He said he's going to leave me. Why? You done got comfortable walking around naked around this person when you're having a bad day, morning breath. Ain't nobody trying to redo that all over again. If you see somebody on their good, at their best, all the time when you're going out and you know they're married, they ain't leaving their spouse, okay? Okay, like if you see me and I brush my teeth, I comb my hair, I put on my best dress, I put on makeup, and that's the only time you see me. We are in entanglement. We ain't ever separating from that. I'm not leaving my man. He ain't leaving me. But if you see me and I look like Miss Celie, that means I love you and we may have a chance. But unless they out here like doing that, no, like, no. Oh, ladies, all of you in denial, thinking that he gonna leave you for his wife. Or leave his wife for you. I'm sorry. If he ain't seen you at your worst, it ain't happening. Like, let it go. Don't go crying to your best friend. I thought he was the one. Has he seen you looking a hot mess? No. You ain't it. Okay?
Yeah, and and even if he did see them at their worst, like even if, because I've seen, especially like on Lifetime, all the little Lifetime movies or whatever, like, oh, I thought he's gonna leave his wife and he didn't have a secret family and we didn't did this and blah blah blah. That still don't mean that man gonna leave his family.
Mm-mm.
Or that woman, because hell, women do it too.
Jada.
That still don't mean that woman or man is gonna leave, or let me correct myself, that person is going to leave they person. They don't mean nothing. They don't mean nothing at all.
Like, you see all these people. I saw what was that meme? It said, y'all don't know what entanglements are. What you think your grandma and granddaddy went through? And I'm like, whoo, that's the tea right there. Like, all these people are like, I don't understand. How could Will and Jada go through this? Bruh, like, we got people with a whole nother family on the side. We got people whose uncle look like they, like one of their dads or their granddad's cousins. All them family secrets, for better or for worse, that's what it is.
Yeah, because I know of an entanglement in my family, so it was something that happened. But at the time, you have to think that was a different time.
Yeah.
So just because they had an entanglement, people, because that's something that people like to bring up all the time. It's like, oh well, I want to have some love like my grandmama and my granddaddy. Like,
you
okay,
put up with that?
Right, but you actually have to assess the situation, because just because they was together for umpteenth years and they never left each other, don't mean that they actually like each other. Like, that's two different things. Like, that's two different things. Just because they stayed and they put up with each other does not actually mean that they like each other. They just stayed because it's comfortable and because it was probably economically feasible for them to stay together. Like, it had really probably had nothing to do with love. But, there are a lot of couples out here that stay together forever and they love each other endlessly, to no end, unconditionally. So, that's why I say you got to assess the situation to see what it is, because, grandparents out here, they were struggling. Like, granddaddy could have been fucking off with, old Miss Bessie down the street and would have never known, because they didn't have internet. They didn't have phones. They didn't have, people had this obsession of wanting to put all their life on the internet for everybody else to see. They didn't have this narcissistic, thing about them. So it's like, if he was messing around with Bessie down the street, it was because he got caught. It's because she either caught him or somebody saw, and
or he died, and then you Bessie's son or daughter that look just like you.
Yeah, something like that. So it's like, you got to, like, people don't tell all their business.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they don't tell all their business all the time. So you can't really compare your relationships to how, my grandmama and granddaddy did things, unless
Yeah,
they did things
sometimes
with
grandma and
them.
granddaddy did tit for tat, and you like,
Yeah,
ooh,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
want that. You want that? Okay, all right.
Exactly. That's why you need to be your own relationship goals. The key, you need to heal. Back to my little quote that I was so it just came to me just out of nowhere, it profoundly at 8 o'clock in the morning. Shit, I done forgot it. What was it again? It was, to be aware of yourself is to be a lesson. Hold on, let me go back. Yeah, to be aware of yourself is a great teacher to you and a blessing to others. You need to know these things about yourself.
What they say, this girl spitting right here. I like that. I likes that. I likes that. Okay.
Yes.
Well, this was an interesting show.
Yeah, especially be the first show.
I know. We went from what? Coronavirus to gardening to August. Like, how did we do that?
That be, I guess that's be what the bullshit academy is. We just be random out here.
I guess what did we have Jay's soothing thoughts? Was that it?
Yes. I will leave you with a quote that I found, because I love a good quote now, especially when it be resonating in my little heart. It just be like, just burst me wide open. Where is it? Yes. So my quote of the day: we need women who are so strong they can be gentle, so educated they can be humble, so fierce they can be compassionate, so passionate they can be rational, and so disciplined they can be free.
Yes. So basically, we need a Beyonce.
Yeah. It did. That warmed me up real. When I saw that, I was like, yes, I need that. I probably need that on a poster somewhere in my house. Make it art. Words, but make it art. Oh. And that quote was by a Kavita Ramdas. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Kavita Ramdas, Ramdas. So yes, that really hit me when I saw that. So I'd like to share it with everyone, and maybe that would be something you can meditate on, or meditate, pray, sit with, whatever the things that you do, because
yes,
you do you. For your week, maybe that'll sit with you, and it'll be an inspiration to you.
Yeah. So I guess that's a wrap on this episode. We hope you enjoyed the show, and with this being the Bullshit Academy, we have a little homework for you. So we have a random question for our audience, just to see how you guys are doing. If you listening, checking in, how'd you like it? What's your favorite ice cream? Like, I am a chocolate cookie dough, cookies and cream, add some caramel, make it sweet. Butter pecan, add butter. Like butter and sugar. Just put butter and sugar. Whatever has butter and sugar in it, that's my thing. Wow. What's yours?
Well, I like anything with chocolate and caramel. So, I mean, let's be real. I am lactose intolerant, or I have not. Well, I take it back. I'm not going to say that. I have not been diagnosed with lactose intolerant. However, it makes it just don't sit well. Like folks say, it just don't sit right. However, I still eat it on occasion. So when I do eat it, I like to eat chocolate, caramel, anything. So like those turtles, like the moose tracks, turtle tracks, bunny tracks, all the animal tracks. Typically they are, along the same lines of like chocolate caramel. They have add something like a different, differing ingredient to make it whatever track it is. But I typically stay with those, or I may hit up a little sorbet. I like a little sorbet. So it really just depends on the mood. If I if I want to be good to myself, I'll hit a sorbet. If not, it's chocolate caramel.
Ooh. Dang, now I want some ice cream. Well, I guess you guys can go ahead and go on our Instagram or our Facebook at the Bullshit Academy for either one and leave us a comment. Let us know how you like the show. Leave a message. Let us know what you guys want to hear next. You can also leave a message on our anchor.fm site, and we will see you guys next week. Once again, thanks for listening to the Bullshit Academy.
Yes. Y'all have a great day or a great week.
Yes.